Hey everyone, it's FTLAK, and today in the mod series, we're going to be going over one of the mods that I love to have, and that is Too Many Items Revisited. So, Too Many Items Revisited. There's a lot on this screen, but I would actually recommend going on the main mod page, which I'll have linked in the description below. But let's go into configure. So, toggle button to pull up Too Many Items screen, T. If you click, so left click, it's going to deposit 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Right click, you can have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I personally like keeping this at 1 at 10, which I believe is the default. It just seems to work really well when needing things. Search history, max number, 10. Font size, this personal preference, and just wherever you are going to have it on your screen, what your screen resolution is. So kind of play around with this one and the debug menu and the window menu to your preference. You can choose English or this language. So we're gonna hit apply. Now I just have a basic world up right here. I'm gonna go to mods. I've got a couple other ones enabled, but the main one, it is a client mod. So we're gonna scroll down, make sure that it is set up. It is. There's the configuration. Hit apply. So once you're in the world, I'm just gonna run over to this little clean spot right here. You're gonna toggle T or hit T. And it might show up like this, it might show up like this. I was actually using this before, but let's go through. So on this main first page, we've got a whole bunch of different categories. You can actually build your own custom list right here. This is all items. So this is on page 1. This is every single item that you can spawn in or create in the game. I have 37 pages. You might have a different number of pages. It's completely based on what event you have current in your world. It's also based on what mods you have. You see that I have a couple that don't have little pictures. Some of these could actually be mods that I have enabled that have specific items that were created for that mod. So don't fret if you don't have exactly 37, you have less or more. That's totally okay. But you can go through, you can type in the top. So I was actually looking for butterflies. So I just clicked it once. I right clicked it and I got 10. I single clicked it on the left and got 1. But I don't actually need those butterflies. So let's get out of there. So that's all items. We can go through and we can search each individual item, or we can go through each subcategory. So our custom list, mine is currently clear. So let's actually put some things in my custom list. And just so you know, the way that it goes, the first thing that you select will be here, but then as you select more, it will just slowly move down the list. So let's go through all items. We've got food, seeds and saplings, weapons and backpacks, functional items, magic, animals and monsters, bosses and powerful monsters, so your higher tiered bosses, pets and followers, resources and materials. Now, hey, I'm gonna stop here. This is one of my areas that I always need stuff. So let's do this. Let's add niter. So I'm going to hold control. I'm going to click it once. You're going to hear that sound. That means it's been added. Let's actually take it off. We're going to do the exact same thing. Control and left click. That's getting rid of it. So I'm going to add. It's now the first thing in my custom list. So what else do I need? I need gold. I need flint. I need stone. I need wood. I need twigs, and I need grass. Now, me personally, I just did it in that order because I really, really like to put things in the order that I use them. So if I had this in my backpack, this is how it would look. That's just preference. It's completely up to you, but it's quickly and easily way to add those. So do I need any more of these basic resources? Not that I can think of. I actually like to make a lot of this stuff. I'm going to add cut reeds. I do use a lot of those. Let's go to the second page. You can add poop. You can add silk. Let's add silk. And then let's actually go back. One of the main reasons I use this mod is for the Metheus puzzle. So I'm going to add items like thulecite and butterflies and things like that that you actually need for the Metheus puzzle. So there's a couple of them. That was followers and pets. Let's keep going down. So we've got trinkets and candy and ornaments. So these are from your Christmas event, Halloween event, some of your other events. Ancient ruins and archive. So if you need any of the items from there, they're right there. Farming, some of my favorite. And then the very bottom is event-related discontinued, use with caution, meaning some of these, as you can see, are no longer in the game, or they're in the game in a different format. So some of these are from some of the old games that we had. I'm thinking of like the Gorge or the Forge. You'll see some of these look familiar. Yeah, Oz favors the coins, things like that. So use with caution. They're not meant to be in this game, so putting something that's not meant to be in this game could affect this game. Some of the seeds, but kind of neat because they're all still here. Let's start at the top of the other one. Back to all items. Below that we have cooked dishes. So these are cooked dishes, and you'll see, why is this 4 different times? Well, because it's cooked, meaty stew, salty meaty stew, garlic meaty stew, and spicy meaty stew. Oh, it's nighttime. Let's fix that. Let's actually go to the next day. We'll get back to that menu in a minute. So be careful when grabbing these if you don't want spicy kebabs or garlic, that you select the right one. So these are all cooked food with seasonings and spices. So that was cooked dishes. We're gonna go to tools. I actually like to have lantern available and ready for me. And I might crash a couple of boats, so I'm gonna put the boat patch kit there for me as well. Is there anything else on there that I use a lot? Not that I see, and that's okay. Can always add stuff later. So that was tools. We're gonna go to hats and clothes. Is there anything that I use here? I like having the Tam O'Shanter, but I really like fighting for it every winter. The pillowcases, things like that. Uncontrollable characters. This also has all the character items. So if you want to quickly help a WX or somebody else in your world make a watch, you can do that, which is really kind of neat. Below that is walls and turfs, which is exactly what you think it is, walls and turfs. Below that is plants. So you have 3 pages of plants. And this includes berry bushes, the ones that are underneath in the caves. And with this mod, know that if you have something like, let's go to this one, the triple flower light. When I click it once, it just spawns one in world for you. So it's the exact same as doing the C commands down here. So C _ spawn, but not having to type everything in. That's really why I like this mod. 1, because I'm not good at typing or spelling, and 2, it just makes it really simple and easy. So I just spawned that in. That's awesome. We have light bulbs above ground, which you're not supposed to have. You can also spawn in like the trees that are down there. But let's say, hey, that's not fair. These aren't supposed to be there. So let's put the stuff on the ground. We'll delete that in a minute. But let's keep going down. So that was plants, mineable ores. So all the mineable ores, the suspicious boulder. Below that we have animal nests and dens. And this is where they kind of snuck some of the wart stuff in. That was animal nest and dens. Below that we have buildings. So all the things that you would use for building. I don't recommend building in this style. There are much easier ways of building. I'm gonna just put that there. Because when you build by just clicking, it will overlap. Which if you're utilizing a mod like geometric placement, it's not gonna allow you to do this because they shouldn't overlap. So something to keep in mind. Below that we have statues and sculptures. It's kind of fun. It also has the sketches. So if you want to just collect the sketches and then build the marble yourself, you can. If you know that you like to build a marble wall around, you can. Or at least you can spawn them all out, and it has all the different colors. Below that we have natural buildings and locations. So if you just wanted to add a little flair, you could just invite me to your world and I could die for you a whole bunch in many gruesome ways. Or you could spawn them in if I was unavailable. You also have things like more junk piles, dirt piles, some of the other items that don't necessarily always spawn in world, but have the capabilities to. You can put wormholes in, but just because you put a wormhole in does not mean that it will open or lead you to anything, so keep that in mind. There are some videos out there. I don't currently have one on how to create wormholes. That is something that you do have to use the C commands for. If that's something you'd be interested in, please let me know in the comments below. And below that, we've got modded items. So these are all the items that are included in the mods that I have available. So I've got a couple of mods. The main one that we've been using a lot recently is Grow Sword Light. So I just added the Grow Sword into my inventory, which is really kind of nice. It takes 3 spears to currently make this, so it saves me a little bit of time. I'm gonna add that because that's actually a nice one to have. But you'll see these don't all have photos, and that's okay. And then below modded items, it says other, use carefully. And these, again, are items that maybe aren't fully in the game or are only out for certain seasons, or they're new items. So obviously be careful. These are all written, so if you have the time to sit and read through all those, feel free. Some of these are totally fine, but they were probably brought in when the beta was open. So I think we've got a good start. That's not bad, but got my custom list, which is good. But hey, I want to get rid of all this stuff because it doesn't belong up here. So we're going to actually open up the debug menu, and then we'll circle back and we'll grab this at the very end. So I'm going to close my mini map. It's another fun mod. So at the very top, you can see yourself. So FTLAK, Wart, it has my clay ID. So I can pick a season and it will go right to that season. So let's go to summer. We're in summer now. We can go to autumn, or we can go back to winter. You know what? I want to stay in spring. Or, you know what? I kind of like being in autumn. But now it's autumn with 20 days left, and I'm on day 2. So when you're changing the seasons like that, just know it's not going to change your days. It's just changing your season. Below that, you have time. So you can go to the next phase. So I did this one earlier. Currently, we're in like the twilight, or what I call sunset in game. Let's go to the next. Now it's nighttime. It's going to get dark really quick. We're just going to skip to next again. Hey, it's the start of the day. Save just started to happen. If we want to fast forward one day, we can, but be careful with these. So I'm going to show you. I have 78 hunger. I'm going to fast forward one day. Are you sure? Yep. Oh, well, I just used up all the food that I would have eaten in one day very quickly. So let's go to that food. And you know what? Let's actually go to, where are those cooked dishes? Right next to food, which makes sense. Yep, I see the screen is red because I am starving. So let's grab a beautiful, never going wrong with dragon fruit pie. Where is the dragon fruit pie? There it is. Oh, and I grabbed a sweet dragon fruit pie. So I'm gonna eat that. Cool. Ooh, I suddenly feel better. All right, so that's fast forwarding days, and obviously 5 is gonna go 5, 10 is gonna go 10, 20 is gonna go 20, and then past that you've got set world run speed, 50%, standard 100%, 200%, 300%, or 400%. The average day in Don't Starve is 8 minutes. So if you wanted to double it, if you wanted to make it go slower, you're gonna do that here. I don't have a reason why I ever do this. If you have a reason, tell me in the comments below, because I would love to know. I think it's great that it's in there. I just don't know what people would actually utilize that for, because you can change in the basic settings to have a long day or a long night or a long twilight. So would love to know. Movement speed, we have stand still, we have slower, which is 30% speed. We have slow, which is 60% speed. We have normal, so the normal speed. We have fast, which is 200% speed. And you can kind of see on screen behind me here. Heyo, I'm going pretty fast. But let's go faster, which is 300% speed. And you can see I'm getting closer to the edge of the screen here. Let's go to fly, which is 500% speed. And I am flying. That is fantastic. This is great, especially if you have mod minimap and you're trying to finish out maybe a section of the map or run through an area like the swamp really quickly. And let's go to supersonic. Now with supersonic, that is 1000% speed, so 500 to 1000. Keep in mind when you are supersonic, be careful. I hit that edge too quick. I fell in the water. Makes sense. So hey, I just spawned. I'm back in. I still am supersonic speed, but obviously, you know, I am breaking the time speed barrier here, and I'm traveling at light speed, so just be careful. So I'm going to switch back because that's a little too fast for me. I know a couple of my friends actually really like playing at 200% speed. It does change the game a little. If you're used to some of the regular kiting, now this feels so slow. If you're used to some of the regular kiting of bosses and you go to a faster speed, you have to kind of adjust a little. So kind of a fun game mechanic that you can mess with. So as we're running back, below that we have weather. So if we wanted lightning, precipitation, no precipitation, moon phase, or moon storm, you can turn those on right here. Below that we have player. So the player that is selected, which is currently me, I can kill, I can rebirth, I can despawn, I can re-roll, I can gather, so I can bring them to me. I can unlock tech, so I just clicked that, and that unlocked all the recipes for me. I still have to build them, but it unlocked it for me. So I don't have a science machine near me. I'm gonna actually click it again and nothing happens. So know when you spawn that in. Yeah, I unlocked the tech, and I have the capabilities to build it. I haven't found a way to make it go back other than a couple of the settings, which we'll go over in a second. If you do have the penalty, you can add penalty or subtract penalty. That's your health penalty if you died. And the reason I say, like, this is to you is because currently it's selected to me. This switch button up here, I can actually switch between players. Currently I'm in world by myself, but if I had other players, I could click this, and then I could plug the items into their backpack. I could re-roll them. So this is really convenient. I have a couple of friends that like to start as one character, and then halfway through they like to switch, or before a boss fight they want to switch so they can try. I can re-roll their character just by clicking this, and it'll re-roll them for you. Just be careful, make sure that you are selected on the correct person. Don't re-roll somebody who didn't ask to be. So we can go to moderate, we can go teleport to, and then spectate a player. I don't have any other players, so I can't really show this off, but that's what these are for. So if you wanted to kind of look and see what was going on somewhere else. And then entry. So below that, or next to that, I've got delete, extinguish, repair, fertilize, ripen, harvest, pick, and freeze. So I'm going to click freeze. Close this. So you can see I just froze all the birds that are on the screen, which is kind of cool. But I actually want to delete. So I'm going to stand really close to these items. I'm going to hit delete. And that stuff that I spawned in is now gone. So I'm going to just actually walk around and I'm going to delete all this stuff. That wormhole wasn't here. Let's delete these. Let's delete this. Can't really see on screen, but oops. I just deleted the postern. Well, let's see. Let's click all. Do we have a postern? We do. We have a floored postern. So if you don't want it right where it spawns in the map, you know what? I want to move it over to the left a little. So I just spawned that in. And you can treat it exactly like you would any other one. So just moved it, just fine. Let's say that it was, you know, next to a spider den or something that you didn't want, or it was in the meteor area and you didn't want new players to come into the game like that. You can move it. I'm gonna hit T again. So that's deleting. And then below that we have Beefalo. So you can have your Beefalo honorary, ride, pudgy, or default. If you're a Beefalo lover, this is great. There are some amazing Beefalo mods that you'll probably see in this series later on, but you have them here, which is kind of nice. All right, it's about to be night again. Let's go to the next day. Cool. Switched. Below that, we have follower. So we've got recruit, expel, health, hunger, and loyalty. So if I had a follower, which let's get the only valuable one we have right now, this mothling, I can recruit, which it already is because I just spawned it to me. Oh, I thought I did. Did I just unrecruit it? Recruit. Yep, I just unrecruited it. I could expel it, which I think if I unhit recruit, it'll stop following me. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I was just, who knows. But we can expel, we can change the health to 100%, the hunger, and then loyalty. But let's actually expel it. And expelling it, it's just gonna sit there. Yep. So I left it. So until Clay does an update with pets, which, hey, I would love it if you did an update with pets, Clay. I think that they should be able to do tasks for you, kind of like followers in other games. Until then, if you wanted to drop them off before you go fight a boss or something like that, you can. It would be right here. I'm going to just delete mine for now. And he's gone. So below that, we have server, so you can reset the server, regenerate the server, save the world, shut down the world. This is works only on dedicated servers only. You can stop the vote if there was a vote happening. That's all under your server tab. Events. If you have your settings set like most of us, it's probably set to default on events. Unless you really, really love a certain event. Hollowed Nights, Winter Feast, Year of the Varg, Year of the Gobbler, and so on and so forth. If you wanted to instantly change to allow one of these events to start, you could just literally click on these. YOTG is Year of the Gobbler, the Varg, Pig King, Karat, Beefalo, Catcoon, and Bunnyman. So if you wanted to just quickly go, or you can switch it to auto. are you sure you want to change from the event that you're currently on? The server will restart after savings. I'm going to say no, because we're already currently set to auto, but you can have that set right there. Below that, we have roll back. So we can roll back 1 snapshot, 2 snapshots, 3 snapshots, 4, 5, or 6. So we're on day 5, so let's roll back 6. We're gonna hit accept. Look at those. Beautiful, beautiful species of merms here. They look a little angry. So I rolled back 6. So it was day 5, you save once a day. So this is before I even came in world. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna get back into the world. Postern is back where it belongs, right at the beginning. I didn't move it. We're gonna go back in and start this all over. No, I'm just kidding. So below that, we have teleport to load/save. So you press Control and left click. So your standard click to save a slot. So if I want to always come back here, I can click save and that'll save it. And you can have up to 10. Now, before you go crazy and start saving all the locations like, oh, I want to know where the pet den is or Crab King or this or that, you'll actually see, let's go down to, it says teleport to Floored Postern, Plugged Sinkhole, Pig King, Moonstone, Lake, Rock Den, Eyebone, Stagehand. So it actually has, you know, everything from Dragonfly to Volt Goat to the No-Eyed Deer, Great Tree, like Ice Fishing Hole. It has all of those already saved. So I'm going to just click one. So I'm going to go to Beefalo. So it just teleported me to Beefalo. So we were way over here, teleported me to Beefalo. But you know what? I need to learn where the loot stash is. There's not one in world yet. Bee Queen? We're now at Bee Queen. Fissure? I'm on Lunar. How cool is that? This is one of my favorite places. Stagehand, if you have it turned on. And I do. Oh, sorry, not Stagehand. That one's always on. Where's the other thing? Pig King, Moonstone, Eyebone, Terrarium. Oh gosh, yep, that was bad. Let's get out of here. Camp, Walrus Camp, Glommer Statue. Grab that, don't mind if I do. Let's actually go back to where I know I'm safe. So we're gonna click the map and you can see, got all these dots on the map, kind of showing you, hey, I know where Lunar's at now. So that's kind of cool. So those are all down here. So you can save if you have your base, for example, or your friend's base or other places like that, you can save those right here. Now, the teleport, everything that you see listed is in the top shard, so, or upstairs. Once you go downstairs, so let's go to Plugged Sinkhole. Let's grab a tool. When you go downstairs, it's actually gonna change. So hey, we're downstairs, we're gonna hit T. And all of the teleport locations down here have changed. So we have Toadstool, Rabbit Hutch, Monkey Pods, you've got the Werepig, you've got the Rift, Mush Gnome, Rock Lobsters. Rock Lobster! You've also got the Archive, the Ancient Postern Station. I'm gonna go back. So hey, that's cool. I now know where that is, which I need for Prometheus Puzzle, which is really, really convenient. This is the mod that I absolutely love for Prometheus Puzzle because you can make it happen a lot quicker. Yes, you can go do it and take the time, but I like helping people. If I can do it in the shortest amount of time, it helps them, it helps me. So this is a mod that I utilize. So kind of neat. That's all the stuff that's downstairs. But hey, I just teleported over there and they were about to kill me. What can I do about that? Well, on this left side, back at the bottom, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. So we've got Inspiration, we've got Mightiness, we've got your Blooming State, you've got Invisibility Mode, so I'm gonna turn that on. And now let's actually go back. Nope, they still saw me. Next, I'm gonna actually turn on God Mode. Oh, I died. That's okay. Does anybody remember where we rebirth? Player, rebirth, you sure? Yeah. So we're gonna hit T, we're gonna go next. I'm gonna turn on God Mode, so it's enabled. Close this, okay. So the invisible, that's weird. It worked this time. They're not attacking me. I'm gonna hit one, change one hit kill. I'm gonna go up and punch them, punch, and punch. kind of neat. This is the chest. Let's just make a lantern. Well, I can't. I went downstairs and now my technology is locked again. I can turn on creative mode, which opens everything up and makes it to where you can build without needing the equipment. So I've got my light. This 6 chest is the one that you need for Metheus puzzle. You can build all the Metheus stuff. Because I have creative on, everything is open to me, which is neat. But let's go back upstairs so we can finish this. But you can see how the value of this is very helpful. So what's a quick way to get back upstairs? There's a couple. So, of course, yeah, I could go to the postern, but that's not actually how you got down. We want to go to stairs. So just put me at the nearest stairs. Click that. We're going to head back upstairs. Cool. Now that we're upstairs, back to the front here. Let's go T. Let's go next. Let's go next. So we're in daylight. And let's go through the rest of these. All right. So I'm going to skip ahead 5 days. My hunger's down. But hey, this button right here, click it once, you have 100% hunger. If you hold Alt, you get 50%. If you hold Control, you go to 0. So I'm going to click it and go back to 100. Next to that, you have Sanity. Same thing. Hold Alt, you go to 50%. So if you're going to Lunar and you maybe want a little less, or you want none, you want to fight some nightmare creatures, you go back to 100. And then next to that is Health. Same thing. Hold Alt, go to 50%. Control to go to 0.5. Obviously, you can't go to 0. That would mean that you are dead, which you would just want to go up here and go kill if that's what you're looking for. Next to that, you have lock the minimum health to 1. So locking minimum health to 1, I'm going to click once. Why would you want that? Well, if you want to maybe try fighting a boss for the first time, something like that, I was going to spawn in a boss or two and not die. This is a cool way to do it. Where was I? Monsters? There we go. Bosses. So let's say I want to fight the Varglet for the first time. Oh, crud. He's already hitting me. I don't even have a weapon. I think I have one hit kill still turned on. Let's see. Nope, I don't. So if you want to see how many punches it takes, you can see I'm at 1 health, but I'm not dying. Just to ensure that you don't die, I think it's fun to punch things with 1 hit. Let's turn that off. So lock minimum health to 1 does exactly what it says. I'm going to turn that off. So wetness, 0. Alt to go to 50% or Control to go to 100%. And if you're following the amphibian set, this is actually really beneficial because this, for Wart, will now allow me to gain some health and sanity over time just because I made the character wet. All right, from there you've got temperature. So hit Control to set the temperature of the world. I'm gonna just click it once. That brought my character down. So if I hit Control, it'll set the world temperature to 25°C. 1 for me, Control to have the world. Empty backpack. So I don't have a backpack, so let's actually turn on creative. Let's build a backpack really quick and let's throw a whole bunch of junk in it. So storage, let's make that cool little crab backpack. Heard there's somebody doing a giveaway on one of these on their YouTube videos or something. That's cool. So we got a whole bunch of meat on the ground. I talked about this earlier, but I didn't show you what it was. So let's go back up over to this side and it's got entry. So we can harvest or pick up. I'm gonna click pick. So it just picked up everything that was on the screen, on the ground, and put it in my inventory. Why is that useful? Well, if you have a whole bunch of, I don't know, junk on the ground, you wanna clean it up, it's a quick way of doing it. The harvest, which I wanna show you, actually, I don't have a reed trap made, but let's just go reeds. So I'm gonna just run around, spawning a whole bunch in. Yeah, that looks normal, right? Totally. So I just spawned a whole bunch in. I'm gonna hit T, and you're gonna go up here to harvest. It's gonna harvest everything on screen. So a couple of these ones right here, you can tell it's a little bit darker. I actually right clicked, so I put 10 here, but now I have 54 reeds, which is really kind of cool. I'm actually gonna add reeds in as well, so now that's in my custom list. But now I got stuff. I'm gonna put this down in my backpack because, hey, I didn't actually need it. I'm gonna click this. It's gonna delete things from my inventory. Emptying inventory and backpack by holding Control key and accepting. So if you just click it, it's there. If you put it down and then you hold control and you click it, there you go. It's going to clean out both. So that'll do backpack and inventory if you hit control. It'll just do the backpack if you click the backpack. Right below is empty inventory, and same thing. If you hold control, it will empty your inventory and backpack. So you can hit either one of these. The debug menu is how you open this right side. So if you don't want to see this and you're just spawning in items or looking for certain things, you can have that, just so you can kind of monitor and watch your character. You can move around. This does not pause the game. So for me, I'm going to turn the debug on. Let's delete all these reads. I didn't bring these in. Those are fake. Cool, all gone. All right, that next row, again, we had mightiness. You're using Alt and Control for the majority of the keys. So just read on there if you want to change blooming state for wormwood. Woody's wear transformation meter. So once I clicked that, you can actually see I can select moose, goose, or beaver on the blooming state. Again, level 3, level 2, level 1. Mightiness, that's just changing it. And then the inspiration's just changing it. Visibility mode's right here. Next to that, you've got beards. So short, medium, long. I can't grow a beard, so it was set to long, but I don't actually have one. And then back up to Woody. Right next to that, you got levels of Abigail. So level 1, level 2, level 3. All right. So now you can see on the right hand of the screen, when I click the creative mode, turns it on and off. Next to that, you've got God mode, and you're just going to see it in the text, enabled, disabled. Next to that, you've got one hit kill, which is the monster, enabled, disabled, and that's the left side of the screen. So it's really a cool mod. There's a couple of other things that if you're reading on the mod page, it tells you about. So let's actually go to something that maybe I want to build. So I want to build the sewing kit. So I can just click it and I get one in my inventory. But if I actually hit control, what's it going to do? It was going to add it to my custom list. But if I hit Alt and click, left click, sorry, we'll put 1 in, right click, we'll put 10 in. Is it shift? Yeah, messed that up. So let's delete everything. That's okay. That was quick and easy. So sewing kit, if you want the items that you need to make the sewing kit, you're going to hit shift. And if you left click it, you'll get enough for 1. And if you right click it, you'll get enough for 10 based on the settings that you have set before. Why would you do that? Well, if you wanted to actually build the item so that it's in your inventory without having to turn creative on and off constantly, this is a quick way for you to get all the items that you need from the item in your inventory so that you can build it. So if I want to build an umbrella, if I want to build a boat patch kit, it's just adding those items into my inventory. So if I had a science machine, so let me build. I already now have the items needed to make an umbrella right there. And a sewing kit, which I actually believe I need the alchemy engine for, so we won't be making that just yet. But really kind of neat. So that's holding shift when you're on one of the items. So if I hold shift on this modded item and left click, it's going to give me 3 spears, which is kind of cool because that's a modded item. It's not even one that's in game, and it's still able to read and understand that. So let's just create it. There we go. Now we got another one. So cool. I hope this video helped. If you want to, in the description below, I do have the mod. What would you use this mod for? Tell me in the comments below. And don't forget, like, follow, and subscribe. And we will see you on the next one. All right. Bye, everybody.